Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott wave update for Solana. Now, a few things have changed since the last video, so I wanted to discuss those on the micro time frame, this fourth wave. But in case you're unaware, this is my daily count. Have us currently within a fourth wave of the green you see. Now, as for targeting, this has been one of the best performing assets in the bull market. We came past 200 for the third wave, which was actually the 1.236 extension of wave 1 off 1.2. And on one lesser degree, we also surpassed our expected targets, which was 76 for our third, and we ended up coming to the 2.618 for our fifth. So very extended targets. Now, what that means is since the third wave is extended, my targeting is only the 1-to-1 of wave 1 in green off of wave 4 when that is complete. Now, I don't have a hard pivot. I have to wait till I see a completion in this fourth wave, but that doesn't mean it's not extremely bullish. If we get either a triangle or a flat, we're talking very high targets, like 400 plus. So we're going to be targeting that once that fourth wave is complete, but we're also going to be pushing all-time highs. So there is possibility for extensions. And I'm not here to FOMO anybody in. I just want to make you aware. First would be the 1-to-1, and if we continue to extend, we'd go from there. So when we hit price discovery, it kind of keeps going until everybody takes profit, you know. That's kind of how it works. It's hard to target above all-time highs. Now we're going to focus on this fourth wave. Now, one thing to take note, we didn't hit the 236, but on linear scale, we're right between the 382 and the 50. So minimum requirement is there for fourth wave. And we also came within the fourth wave of one lesser degree. So we have met those two requirements. So all things considered, a fourth wave low can potentially be in, just not complete yet. So we'll go down to the smaller time frame, show you what I mean. Okay. Oh, one last note. If you're wondering about this pitchfork, all that is a channel. This is as per guidelines. Take the beginning of wave 1 off of wave 2, extend it off the top of wave 1. That's all that is. It's a modified pitchfork, same as a channel. This is ideally where you want to see your fourth wave pivot off the top end of that channel, which we have done to basically a tick. Pretty amazing, right? Okay, so we'll go down to the smaller time frames. I can show you the things I am tracking. Now, we're in a very difficult zone. I always talk about this when we're in B waves. Very hard to trade these zones unless you're very sure of a count. But as of right now, I'm considering this to make a flat. We had a sharp correction for a larger wave 2. I expect this to be a sideways, and if it's bullish, it's most likely going to be a regular flat or a running flat. Now, what you expect in a flat is a 3, and either 5 waves down as an ABC, or 3 waves down if this ends up being a combination as a WXY. Now, target zones for this, to be an ABC, the minimum requirement is 90% retracement of this A wave. As soon as we pass that, we can expect that we can get 5 waves down. If we don't pass that and we pivot before that, we can expect a combination only. We must get the 90% to get 5 waves down. Okay, we also expect in a running flat to make new highs between the 1.236 and 1.382 extension of this A wave. That is 241.83 and 263.75. That's where if we come up to this zone, I would highly suggest covering as either a hedge or taking profit, because this is very likely to happen. And our fourth wave actually protects the A wave low, but we come down very sharp, like a 5-wave move, before getting our fifth wave to the upside. So something to keep in mind. This is not impulsive, as you can see. You can see how deep this correction came. This is corrective. So most likely as we come down here, we're going to get an equal partner leg to this wave over here. This is not a completed correction as drawn yet. Now, there's a lot of things that can happen here. This is a 3-wave move. So we're expecting another 3-wave move. Or if this is a wave and a flat, we can get 5 waves here for our B wave to complete. So a very tough area, but I always suggest people either trade on the bottom side of these B wave corrections or short from the top side, because you can really get chopped around. I just keep putting that out in my videos so you know, because there's a lot that can happen here. You can just get chopped around if you're long or short in this area. Okay, the other scenario is a bullish triangle. We have a 3, 3. Basically, our C wave would end up most likely, or sorry, our D wave would end up moving, and we might get some sort of barrier triangle. This one I put very low likelihood on, just because of the slope of this C wave, the A and C. But we can come up here, make a barrier triangle, get our E wave, and this is the bottom of our fourth. This is an A, B, C, D, E, and move up from there for our fifth. That would give us pretty high targets for our fifth wave on the larger trend. But this is one I'm watching as a potential. I just want to see it play out a little more. But I do give more validity to the flat scenario. Again, minimum requirement is that 198.05. So I want to see how we get there. So as of right now, I'm tracking this as an A wave in a flat. We get our B and our C to the upside, which completes our larger 3-wave B. So if we go out, you can see we have an A, B, C for our B, and then our C wave eventually down for our partner leg. Now, nothing's reaching ideal here. We just want to break this A wave high to be considered complete. That's at 188.89. As soon as we break that high, that can be considered complete. But we want to reach the 90% to be considered a flat as an ABC. So if we break this high of the A wave, but we don't hit the 90%, we would relabel this from an A wave to a W wave as a zigzag. We get an X, and we'd be looking for 3 waves down as a Y wave. It can be a zigzag, can be a flat, etc. But if we break that 90%, then we can assume 5 waves down as an ABC. That's the difference. We must reach that 90%. Okay, so if this is a flat as a B wave, we're looking for a 3, 3, 5 for the C wave. We are currently in this scenario in a C wave. So off that low, we have a wave 1 and 2 as proposed. Diagonal second 1, 2. One thing I don't like is I pulled off our second 1, 2. Our third wave came short of the 1.618 extension. Now on the larger 1, 2, our 1.618 for the third in blue has been hit. So it's very difficult to know which one we're going to get here. I am expecting a fourth very soon, and then our fifth wave up after that. Now we can also get extended here because our third wave did not hit the 1.618. So what that means is when we get 5 waves here in this proposed fifth of the third, this can get pushed up, and this can actually be a 1, 2 of the fifth, where we just keep pushing. And our third gets pushed up to the extended third wave target of 1, 2 in blue, which would be way up here at 202.79. Then we get our fourth, then we get our fifth. Difference being how high this B wave comes. Right? You know, we're looking for one of these 2 zones up here, at least at 90%. So it's going to be interesting to see which one we get. Do we get an extended fifth in the third? And then we get our fourth, fifth up to above 200, above this fifth wave, and then get our C wave down? Or do we pivot and not get those extensions and just break above this A wave and then get our C. So difference being how high we come here. I don't really like a trade either way at the moment. I would be very interested in a short if we do break highs. So I'm not trading this actively. Up in this zone, I'd be interested in a short for the C wave. But until we get that, you can see it's too iffy. Now, if we do end up getting that triangle, I'm tracking that too. In that case, I would actually expect us to make another like 3-wave move. This becomes an A and potentially double top there as a barrier triangle. But I give less validity to that triangle than this flat pattern. Seems to be the most obvious, but I will be tracking both. But this video is going on long enough. Just remember, we can get an extension here, but I'm very concerned about this C wave after, because this does not look impulsive at all. Only way that would change is if this turns into some type of diagonal, but we won't know that till it's almost over, right? All right, guys, so that's it for Solana. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.